Hey Bookish Baddies, and welcome back to Bookish Chaos. I'm Shay, and today we are gonna rapid fire some short explanations on why choose books. Before we get into it, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with all of your friends who like why choose books, because this might be their next book series read. Okay, so we're gonna start with Gilded Mess by Colette Rhodes. This book has shifters who are brothers. They are bear shifters, and she ends up in the woods with them. I read this book like 3 years ago, so I don't remember exactly how. But it has the typical why choose thing. One dude who is bubbly and the happy jockey type, one who's the nerdy one, and one who's the grouchy and takes forever to come around. Very good book series. Very into it. You meet shifters of various other varieties in this book series. It's really good. Next is The Curse of the Gods series by Jamin Eve and Jane Washington. I loved these books. Our FMC starts in the outskirts of a town in like the impoverished community. She ends up in a school for the rich and magical on like a scholarship, and her designated job is to be a helper, like an assistant to 5 powerful demigods. This is a 5-book series throughout which we slowly begin to learn that she does in fact have magic. And we learn slowly why. This book is awesome because we get to interact with other gods. They go to essentially like the Mount Olympus of this world, and we meet a bunch of the gods, and we meet the boys' parents, and it's really awesome. Okay, the next one is Four Horsemen series by Sarah Bailey. This one has 3 men in it. Our FMC gets a job at their office, and they know who she is, but she does not remember them because she had amnesia. So she doesn't know that they used to be childhood friends and or why they had falling out eventually. I mean, the amnesia played a big part of it. They torment her lightly. It is a bit of a dark book, and they do get her memories back in a way that I don't recommend. I don't recommend doing it that way, but I was kind of into it. It's, if you have like a fear of falling off of high things, don't read this book because that's how they get her memory back in a way. I loved this series. It was wonderful. I was really against the guys in the beginning because like they set it up so that she would end up there. They picked her on purpose. It was just. The next book series is The Devil Syndicate by also Sarah Bailey. This one is our FMC is bought or kidnapped. I don't remember. I've also read this book like 4 years ago. Our 3 main dudes. They were loving and good to her. This one is like a mafia romance kind of situation, also with dark aspects, but not always so much towards her, although one of the boys is very into BDSM, but also like has a darker proclivity for wanting to harm her because of his trauma. And the want to harm her is like for sexual gratification, which she's into. She's like, I can take it. And he's like, I don't want to hurt you, but like it's a whole thing. So if that idea scares you, definitely don't read these books, but otherwise these books are super, I love it. The next one is the Sainthood series by Siobhan Davis. It is an Irish name. It is not spelled how you think it is. I will put the books over here. This one is more gang than mafia. Our FMC and the Sainthood boys have a small history that we learn about slowly. One of the boys' dads ends up with her mother. So one of the boys, which basically means all of them because they're inseparable, end up moving in with her and her mom. She has to deal with their torment, which this one is very much a bully romance, while knowing how good they are in the sack, because part of their history is sexual in nature. And then her and a couple of the other boys have more innocent history, like from when they were children. It is very good. I have reread this series a couple times, and it is definitely worth reading and rereading. My darkest series of this video is going to be the Forsyth University series, starting with Lords of Pain by Angel Lawson. Now, Lords of Pain book 1 starts with a trigger warning, forced blowjob while being watched by her new stepbrother's friends. So it starts off bad, and then we jump forward in time, and she is running away from someone who wants to hurt her, essentially. She needs to hide from him, and the boys are at university. They are in, it's like fraternities. There's like the lords, the princes, the dukes, there's a couple other that I can't think of off the top of my head. And so the boys' frat that they're in, essentially it's just the 3 boys in this frat, is the Lord's house. They are the Lords. They need a new lady. And so they're interviewing girls, and she comes in and she's like, I want the job. And they decide, yeah, we're going to do that. Put on here basically someone to be their arm candy and their plaything. Now the boys, I love them. Do you want to read about the hottest, most dangerous man who is also illiterate but learns how to read, and while learning to read, while they're at an event, a book event for children, has the child ask him to read to him, and he says, I'm not very good at that, and the kid says, me neither, and he climbs up into this man's lap and sits there and just stares at him in awe while he stumbles through a children's book to read to this kid, and he is the happiest kid on the face of the planet that this bigger man is reading to him, even if he has to sound out the words and it goes really slow, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful moment, and I love it so much. This book has that, but it also is very dark. It is very dark. There is a lot of miscommunication. There are secrets being intentionally kept that leads to more miscommunication, that leads to a scene of public humiliation on her by them that is very awful and hard for a lot of people to read. It involves carving initials of themselves into her chest, and then some other things. And so the illiterate man, his name is Dimitri, but he goes by Wrath. So when they do the carving, he carves an R, and I audibly, out loud, said, "Aw, he carved an R because Dimitri would never do that." It's a wild ride, but this book series is really worth it. I have read part of the Dukes series. That one's a little harder for me to get into, and I have not read any of the others. I did save this book series for last, A, because it is the darkest of all the series, and B, because this one was my favorite. Curse of the Gods is probably my second favorite, or could be tied for first, because I was really into that book series too. There are more that I've read, but I figured I would just pick a couple and make this kind of a shorter video just to have something to get up. So thank you for watching, and make sure to like this video. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you do not subscribe to the channel, you, my friend, are just a person who enjoys books. You are not a bookish baddie. If you would like to be a bookish baddie, subscribe to my channel. I mean, if you're fine with just being a bookish person and not being a bookish baddie, it's fine. I'm fine with that. If you're fine with that, it be what it is when it do. Okay, make sure that you also send this video to other people who enjoy Why Choose Books, because this could be one of their next reads or all 5 of their next reads. And make sure that you click the bell button so that you're notified every single time I post, whether it be this or short, and I will see you next time. Bye.